Hey learners, hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you all of you for overwhelming response for basic Python series. Many of my students are requesting for problem solving using Python series. So on demand from today, I'm going to start with this new series, problem solving using Python. So let's start guys without wasting time. Before starting with today's episode, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that by clicking on the bell icon so that you will get timely notifications. In this series, we will be solving abundant of problems using Python, starting from basic concepts like operators, data type, variables, input output, and gradually we will move to other concepts like control structures, functions, data structures, object oriented programming, exception handling, file handling, and many more related topics. So let's start with the first program. First program is we have to accept dimensions of a cylinder and print the surface area and volume of cylinder. For your reference, I have already given you the formula for surface area and volume. But for your knowledge, you should know that cylinder is having two parameters. One, the base radius, and it is having height. Right guys? And if you want to find out the surface area, there are two circles, top and bottom. The two circles area will be twice pi r square, because one circle is pi r square, so two circle will be 2 pi r. And this round side, if I put a cut on it, it will get opened and it will become a rectangle. Getting guys? The side which is made round is actually a rectangle, and if you open it, you'll get a rectangle like this. It is just rolled in a circular manner. And what will be the width of this circle, this rectangle? The circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. Right? And the height is h. So the area of the rectangle is length into breadth. So it is 2 pi r h, which I have shown here. Getting? So if you take the total of it, you'll get surface area. Now volume is pi r square h. Okay? So this is very basic program where we have to accept these two parameters, that is the base radius and the height, calculate surface area, calculate volume, and display it. Okay, so let's quickly solve it. I'll go to idle environment. After few programs, we will shift to some other IDE as well. My intention is to show you programming in all the IDEs. So initially we'll do it in this IDE, that is idle. After some time we'll go to some other IDE like PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so now initially we'll start with this. I'll create a new file. Okay guys, I'll save it. Now good practice is to save it in your workspace folder. You should create your own folder. Okay, so I'll create a folder here, that is problem solving, or we will give name to it as Python programs. Okay, and in that we will save it. So our program is 1, so I'll give name to it as prog1. It will save it with the extension .py. Our first task is to accept radius and height. Okay, we will accept it through input function. We will give the prompt message as enter base radius of cylinder. Okay, and second float input. I forgot to put the closing quote. Then float input enter height of cylinder. Okay, now you should know that input displays this prompt message, enter base radius, and always remember, input, after displaying this prompt, it will wait for you to enter something. You will enter some value, but it is returned as a string. We want it as float. So we are converting that string to float, and then it is saved in radius. Same way will happen for height part. Okay, now we have to calculate the surface area. The formula for surface area, which we just saw here. Can you see this? The area is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. We can take 2 pi r common. Getting? So I'll take 2 into pi value. Now, if you want, you can use hard-coded pi value, that is 3.14, or you can create your own constant pi as 3.14159, or you can use pi constant from math module also. In some other assignment, I'll show you how to use it. Surface area is 2 into pi into r into bracket r plus h, and then the volume is pi r square h. Okay, now square you can take r double star 2. The double star is an exponent operator in Python. You can use that, or r into r also you can write. Now we have got pi r square h as volume. Now we will just display it. Okay guys, so here I'll display like this: surface area of cylinder is, comma, and then that variable. In Python, each values are displayed one after another with a space in between. Print, and second is volume of cylinder is, and comma, volume. That's all. It's quite simple program, because initially we have started with the very elementary program. Gradually we'll go on with other difficult concepts, right? So don't worry, abundant of questions will solve, so that you will be very well comfortable with Python problem solving. Getting? Watch the video till the end, and if you have any doubts, please type it in the comment box. We will quickly run this by clicking on the run module. Okay, I'll give some base radius, suppose 5.6 I'm giving. Height of the cylinder, suppose 11.3, enter. You can see the surface area of cylinder is, and then the value has come. Volume, the value has come. Getting? While printing, like if you want only 2-digit precision, use some other printing techniques. Okay, we have seen such techniques, like while printing, I'll write surface area of cylinder is, and here I'll write %.2f, and now instead of comma I'll put a %. So this value area is substituted here with a 2-digit precision. Again I'll put here %.2f and then %volume. Okay, again you can run and see the same program. We will give the same input. Okay, but now can you see it is rounded to 2-digit precision, right? And here if you see 2-digit, the third digit was 8, which is 5 and above 5. So 1 digit was added in 7. So it has become 0.28. Right guys, let's quickly move on to the next program. Right, I'm sure you're excited to learn many more programs. Okay, the next program is, you have to accept temperature in Fahrenheit and print it in Celsius and Kelvin. Very simple basic program, use of variables, use of operators. Okay, See here. Now the calculation formula is given. We have to accept in Fahrenheit temperature and we have to display the temperature in Celsius and Kelvin. Formula for Celsius is 5 by 9 F minus 32. And for Kelvin it is Celsius plus 273.15. Right guys, this is very simple program. Let's quickly move on to the idle editor to solve this. I'll create one more file. Okay, I'll save it in my folder just now which I created, Python programs. I'll give name to it as proc2. Okay, now we have to accept temperature in Fahrenheit. So accept temperature in Fahrenheit. See here. Now this program I'll close the previous one. I'll come to this place. Okay, so F equal to float input and then I'll give a message, prompt message, enter temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay, now we have to calculate temperature in Kelvin and Celsius, isn't it guys? So now we can refer to the formula. Celsius is 5 by 9 F minus 32. So I can write like this, 5 by 9. Remember, single slash is a float division according to Python. So it will do 5 by 9 float division, multiply it with F minus 32. Okay, and Kelvin is Celsius plus 273.15. Now we got temperature in Celsius, isn't it? In Celsius and Kelvin. Print it. Okay, see here, I'm printing temperature in Celsius is, comma, and C, and I'll print temperature in Kelvin is, comma, and then K. Okay, that's all. Very simple question. Right guys? See here, we will just run this module, give the temperature in Fahrenheit. Suppose I'm entering 67. Okay, now same is the issue here. If you want 2-digit precision, you can print accordingly, which I showed you in problem number 1. Enter temperature in Fahrenheit 67, temperature in Celsius, temperature in Kelvin. Right guys? Okay, now let's quickly move on with the third program. Okay, please watch the video till the end. Okay, now program number 3. See here, we have to accept initial velocity u and acceleration and time. These are the 3 parameters we have to accept. So we have to accept initial velocity u, acceleration a, and time t, and we have to calculate the final velocity and the distance traveled. Right? These things you have already studied in school days, like in school. In school days we have studied all these formulas, isn't it? U equal to a plus t, s is equal to u plus at square. Getting? So what will be the final velocity? Initial velocity plus acceleration into time, and the distance traveled is initial velocity plus acceleration into time square. Getting? Very simple. 3 things we have to accept from the user: initial velocity, how much is the acceleration, and the time. And we have to calculate final velocity and the distance traveled. Okay guys, let's quickly solve this. Okay, I'll create a new file. I'll save this file in our folder, the folder which we created. We'll give name to it as program 3. Okay, hope you will enjoy this all problem solving series. Many more exciting programs we will take. We will move on from these operators and all concept, then we'll be moving to loops, nested loops, pattern printing. Getting? So keep watching till the end. Okay guys, ठीक है. Now in this program we have to accept initial velocity, that is u. Okay, suppose I'm accepting everything in integer. Suppose in this case, input, enter initial velocity. Okay, then we are going to accept acceleration also. Input, enter. Now you can accept in one line as well. Here I am just trying to show you different ways of accepting input. So I am accepting acceleration, initial velocity u. For reference I'll put in bracket u. Here for reference I'll put bracket a. And last is time. Okay, so int input enter time. Okay, now these three parameters we have accepted: initial velocity, acceleration and time. We have to calculate final velocity, which is u plus acceleration into time. So u plus acceleration into time. And what is the distance traveled? U plus acceleration into t square. Okay, now these two values we calculated, u plus at and u plus at square. Now we just have to display, isn't it? So how we will display? See here, final velocity is comma v and print distance traveled is and s. ठीक है? Very simple question. So three parameters, these two equations were there for finding final velocity and the distance traveled. Whatever the calculation is, we are displaying. Remember in Python, if you have watched my all basic Python lectures, you should know all this thing. Single quoted string and double quoted string doesn't matter in Python. Both the strings are same, right? And if you're directly coming with this programming series, so I will advise, please watch all the lectures of basic Python. Getting? Then you will get these concepts also very well. Okay, so initial velocity, suppose I'm giving 45, then the acceleration, suppose I'm entering 5, and the time traveled is 120, suppose. So you are getting the final velocity as 645 and the distance traveled as 72,045. Getting? Okay, so I hope you got it. Quite simple question. Let's quickly move on with one more program. Okay, now in this program they are saying accept inner and outer radius of a ring and print the perimeter. Perimeter means only circumference, because for circle the circumference means only perimeter, and area of the ring. Okay, see here, two rings will be there. This is the outer circle and this is the inner circle. I'm not perfect in drawing, but I hope you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. This is the radius of outer circle. We will call it as A. And this is the circle of, this is the radius of inner circle. I'll call it as B. Getting? So outer circle radius is this and the inner circle. we are supposed to calculate the perimeter. Okay, the perimeter will be the circumferences of both the circles. The outer circle circumference will be 2 pi a. Circumference is 2 pi r. So r is a. So 2 pi a. And inner is 2 pi b. Add it, you'll get the perimeter. Right? So here see, 2 pi a plus 2 pi b. So 2 pi common. Now what about the area? We are supposed to calculate this area. Getting? This ring which is there. So this area we have to calculate. So how we will calculate? So we will take the area of the outer circle minus inner circle. Outer circle area will be pi r square. But r is a. That is pi a square. And the inner circle area will be pi r square. But r is b. So pi b square. So subtract those two areas. You'll get the area of this ring. Right guys? So simple the concept is. Okay. So let's quickly solve this question as well. Okay. So I'll create another file, new file. I'll save that file as prog4. Okay. We have to accept the outer radius and the inner radius. Right? To float input, enter outer radius, b float input, enter inner radius. Okay guys, now we have to calculate the perimeter and the area. Suppose I am creating a variable perimeter, and you know that in Python is a loosely typed language. It's a dynamic type language. No need to do the declaration and all. You can directly start creating variables. The perimeter is going to be the addition of circumferences of both the circle. Getting? So 2 into pi. We will create one variable pi in which we will initialize it with pi, and a plus b. Getting? So 2 pi r is the circumference, but r is a for outer and for inner r is b. Now we want to calculate area of the ring. The area is difference of outer circle minus inner circle. Okay, so it is pi into a square minus b square. You're getting? Pi r square is the area. So outer circle area is pi a square and inner is pi b square. Take the subtraction, you'll get the area of ring. Okay, now just display that values whatever you have calculated. So we'll display like this: perimeter of ring is comma perimeter, and print area of ring is and area. That's all. Getting guys? That simple it is. Okay, so we will run this module. We will give some input like outer radius. Suppose I'm giving 25, inner radius I'm giving 13. So you will get here you are getting error. Why? Because we didn't define this pi. Right guys? See, this was one mistake. So purposely I kept it. You could see the error. What error has come? Name error. Why? Because it's not getting a name pi, because there was no variable defined with the name pi. Getting? So now once I create this pi with value 3.14159, now that error won't come. I'll give the same input 25 and 13, and it is giving you the perimeter of the ring and the area of the ring. Okay, then let's quickly move on with one more program to wind up with today's session, and in next session many more programs. Okay, so one more program we will see: accept two numbers and print arithmetic and harmonic mean of these two numbers. Okay, we have to accept two numbers and we are supposed to print the arithmetic mean and the harmonic mean. Now arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2 and the harmonic mean is a into b divided by a plus b. Okay, so let's quickly solve this. In this question, now we will close this windows. We will create one more file. Then we will save this file. If you're not aware about installing idle, in my video series there is one separate series of installing Python. Do watch that if you have not installed it, and obviously when you're watching this programming series means you might have done it, but if you haven't done it, you can watch that video and install Python in your machine. Okay, I'll save this program as proc5. Okay, now in this proc5 we have to accept two numbers, a, b. I'll accept it as integer, suppose. Enter a and int input enter b. Okay guys, now what we have to do is we have to find out arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2 and harmonic mean is a into b divided by a plus b. Right guys, multiplication of both divided by addition. Now whatever arithmetic and harmonic mean you have got, just print it. Arithmetic mean, okay, colon, comma, am, then I'll put a slash n, and in one print only harmonic mean also I'll print, colon, comma, hm. Means in one print only I have given 4 values. All these values will be displayed one after another with a space in between. So arithmetic mean, then a space, then value of am, then harmonic mean will go on the next line because I have put a slash n escape sequence, and after that hm. But each value will be separated with a space. Let's run this, give some input. Suppose we are giving input 15 and 23. It's giving arithmetic mean as 19 because the total is 38. So 38's half is 19. And harmonic mean is 15 into 23 divided by 15 plus 23. Okay, so hope it is clear. You can check 15 into 23 divided by 38. Getting? Is the answer same? Got it. So that's all for today's episode. In next episode we will see some more programs. Okay, I'm sure you will love solving this programming. Getting? We have started with very basic programs. Gradually we will increase our difficulty level. Okay, so in this session we'll stop with this 5 programs. In next session few more programs. Okay, that's all. Keep learning, keep watching. Thank you all of you.